So I thought a good deal about the statistic that women are more liberal than men. Now, I consider myself someone who is liberal on most issues. I'm pro-choice, I oppose the death penalty, support same-sex marriage. I'm for raising the minimum wage at this point. You know, those are just my views. And if you have opposing views, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just kind of outlining why I consider myself liberal. Now, that being said, there is this overwhelming just idea that in relationships, women are liberal and men are conservative. So you'll have women who say support Obama get with a man who supported Romney. And while that has been confirmed or corroborated by, there have been women who have posted articles about that, or I think you might have even had some conservative men who talk about having a liberal wife. I have yet to see a version where the situation was reversed. So I've never seen a situation where there was a liberal male and a conservative female. And it's very interesting to me to kind of see how that would work out, or what the general idea of that would translate to. And it seems to be successful when it's a conservative man with a liberal woman most of the time, from what I can tell. So I'm really kind of thinking about most women I speak to are in favor of the death penalty, and that makes me more liberal than them, I think. I have a more liberal stance on something than they do. But even with that being said, I still think that a conservative woman is someone who opposes abortion, supports the death penalty. Now, same-sex marriage, they can kind of vary on, because I think that's something most people are kind of, I don't want to say waking up to, but becoming more accepting of. And I think it's good, because that really is something I just can't see the opposition of that. I don't get it. Whereas the other two I do, if that makes any sense. People can argue that, and I'll understand where they're coming from, as opposed to disliking people being together because of their sex. But whatever. You also have those types of views, and they're fine to have. But I've never seen them articulated, at least in person, by a woman. Every single time it's by males. And 9 times out of 10, they're they have all three of those. They're for the death penalty, they oppose same-sex marriage, and they are messing up all over the place. I'm having Rick Perry moments back and forth. Support same-sex, oppose same-sex marriage, support the death penalty, and support abortion being banned, or women not having the right to choose. And I've already explained before in videos why I am the way I am on those issues. But again, it's always men, and I always wondered why that was so. They talked about the reason for this being that women have a tendency to be easier to see themselves as someone else and put themselves in someone else's shoes, so they're more empathetic. I think I also have that tendency, just because I've been through things where I've been put down, and now when I see it, I kind of figure I wouldn't like someone saying that about me, or I wouldn't like someone doing that to me, or just, I don't know how to explain it, but I know how that feels in a way. And it's just, anytime I think about someone's pain, and I'm a kind of a visionary person. If someone tells me a story, I start picturing it in my head. And when they talk about like being punched, or being hit by words or by fist, I always think about that, and I don't know how to say this without coming off as egotistical, but I really do believe I relate to it, or at least can sympathize with people who've had it. When they're talking about banning all illegal immigrants or deporting all of them, I'm aware that my own grandparents were immigrants to America, and I think about if I was coming to another country for a better life and I had my reasons for doing it one way or the other, it does not negate the fact that my initial intentions were good 9 times out of 10, and that 9 times out of 10 the people coming over here aren't looking to stir up mess, they're looking for a better life. So it's just, I'm able to see these views or see things relating to them because I understand what it's like to be rejected or repressed. And it has nothing to do with race or ethnicity. It has to do with being someone whose personality doesn't match up with their peers or doesn't align with other people. So I'm really in that mindset of there has to be something that people can call forth as a genuine reason for why they are the way they are. And I think I'm the way I am because of that empathy I have for people who go through things. I've gone through things, and I'm not in the mood to judge anyone, to tell anyone else how to live. I have a isolationist stance when it comes to issues that involve me saying this is how you should live, this is how you should go through life, this is how you should be. And the reason for that is because I've had people really for most of my life, at least for the last several years or so, trying to tell me who I am or what I am or how I am, and I don't buy it. I don't believe it, and I don't condone it. And most of those people end up being insignificant characters in the grand scheme of things because they have opinions, and their opinions hold no value to me, and they hold no value to me. Their words are as worthy as they are as people, and they prove to me time and time again that they're not worth getting upset over or becoming frustrated with. Now, aside from that little rant I just did, it's also important to note that women have also been repressed in society, so that's probably another not women of today. Well, arguably yes, there are women of today who are repressed, but I'm saying with suffrage, with the pay gap of today, there are so many areas where I think that's unfair. I think that you should be paid no matter what, the same amount, and excuse me for my just bluntness in saying this, no matter what you have in between your legs, you should be equally paid. That's the point I'm trying to make. So that's, I guess that my rationale is I've been through things, and that's why I relate to a lot of these liberal stances, and I thank anyone who's watched this for watching it. I'm trying to figure out why this is the case. Why are there so many conservative males across the board, regardless of race? Just being male, automatically they're more likely to be conservative than women. And that's part of, I can't embrace conservative ideology. It's not something I'm for, and I can't root myself in that mindset where everything is just on that side. At the same time, I don't look at conservatives as though they're evil people. I can understand their views, or I can understand where they're coming from. I just try to be as open-minded as possible about things, and that's why I believe that I am the way I am in terms of my stances. That I'm just trying to figure people out, or again, as I said about women, put myself in their shoes and think of how I would want to be treated, and really see where the difference is between me and them as far as actual standing in this world, if that makes any sense. So I thank you for watching. I thank you for paying attention to me over the course of this video. Have a good day.